Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to get underway.
No.
All right, Legion fans, welcome to the Coming of Age Minisodes for Season 2. I am the voice in your head, Alan Loosebrock, and today I am sad to say that the other voice was fired. And Chase will no longer be doing episodes with us. Now, how many of you have turned off this podcast? For all of you that haven't, I'm kidding. Chase is in Austin, Texas, and didn't want to watch this episode of Legion, and really helped me out on talking about it, because it's a fairly straightforward episode. This is chapter 17, and it's almost so straightforward that it's just not. I didn't need this episode, and I'm sorry that Chase goes out of town and then all of a sudden I'm gonna start shitting on this show, which is a show that I absolutely love. I love Legion so much. Obviously I wouldn't be doing a podcast unless I didn't, but this episode really did not need to be an episode of Legion. There's some, cool shots and stuff. There's always stuff like that, but we didn't gain anything. There wasn't new insights, I think, that I really got from this episode. I watched it twice. I tried to watch it twice. The second time around, I was kind of just scared. I was like, yeah, I get that. I get that. So this is going to be a short episode. I'm not going to try to bum everybody out too much. If you follow along, enough with Legion, you like Legion enough, you know that there's supposed to be 10 episodes this season. And then I think it was like a month ago, they bumped it up to 11. So they filmed one more episode. I'm sure they did some recutting and stuff, which is scary. Because you're like, why? Didn't you plan? I don't know. Things happen. It's okay. Noah Hawley, super awesome. Things don't have to be perfect. I don't create perfect things ever. But it's just a little scary being such a big fan, You want everything to be as tight as it can be. And this episode really just seemed like the reason that we're getting another episode. This episode follows Melanie a lot. And we really haven't seen much of Melanie Bird. She's just kind of been getting fucking blasted and high, all season. You'll see little bits of her, but man, most of the stuff that they present you with, even so she has a monologue where she's talking to Sid in this episode. And she's talking about how, your men always have to be gone, and why do they have to, blah, blah, blah. We've already heard it. It was literally in an earlier episode. And I was like, okay, cool. We're doing this. We're going to gain some new insight on what this is about. There's going to be an extra scene, or it's just going to keep on going. But it didn't really. You really got the same thing. And the pretty background of the hexagons and everything is very distracting. It's like, oh, I'm just going to look at that. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel much from that. And okay, so she also has a conversation with Girl Carrie, and she's just talking about how reality isn't really a thing. She's like, I was trying to figure everything out, and then everything became so easy. But yeah, in that way, you sort of see that the Shadow King has creeped into her consciousness. I'm assuming through well, they kind of show you with Oliver, but early on in the season, I thought that perhaps Melanie and Oliver were almost working together, like when Oliver has that scene with the Shadow King, with Amal Farouk in the desert, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill you." He's like, "I know your weakness," and the whole 1 + 1 equals, what does it equal, kind of thing. I thought that there was maybe some insight, like that she had given him about Amal Farouk or something like that. I just don't exactly know what's going on, because it seems like now they are working. Obviously, Oliver's under control of Amal Farouk, but he has a little bit of, him that's still there. But so they take Melanie over, and you kind of know this from the end of the last episode. This is another thing. The end of the last episode is exactly pretty much how we end this episode. And we didn't get very far. I don't know. It bums me out a little bit. The balance of this season on Legion. The balancing act between characters is not so hot, I have to say. I love the show. I fucking love this show. It's really fun. It's beautiful. It's trippy as fuck. And it's comic booky and cool, and there's so many layers to it. It's just like, above all else, it's complex. So from a complex show, you want, I just keep on going back to it. I just want everything to be tight. I don't want any looseness, Otherwise, it kind of, it pulls back the curtain, and you go, because you got to think about it. You can't just suck its dick because just because you love it so much. You gotta put everything under the microscope, y'all. Sometimes it sucks that it's things you love that aren't doing exactly what you want them to, and maybe I'm not getting it. Maybe it's me, but I'm trying. Maybe there's gonna be some insight later, but I don't think so. We've got 2 more episodes left. They're just kind of bringing back, okay, so there was a scene with the 2 Carries, and it was really sweet. They have a really sweet scene in this, but it almost seems like you haven't seen them in so long that it's like, it almost seems like so much time has passed, and it really hasn't. And they almost seem like different people. And, obviously, like, there's huge events going on that are changing, the way people are acting. And obviously with them, there has been some crazy developments with, Girl Carrie kind of becoming her own person now. And it's so good when they start talking about, when Guy Carey starts talking about how he's going to die one day. And Girl Carrie's like, "No, I'd stab death in the heart twice before he got to you." And it's so sweet. Oh my God. They have a really sweet moment. There's a lot of sweet moments between just the intimate relationships, really good. Sid and David are obviously really awesome too. I love it. It's so good. But I liked that, but it felt a little odd coming back to them just because of how much time we spend away from them. It doesn't feel so natural. But I guess, it's hard work for sure. So then we have Lenny's storyline too, which is probably the most needed out of everything. Not even needed, but like you just are like, hey, you want it, and it just made the most sense after everything that happened with her getting her new body and it being Amy's body, and Amy's kind of still in her head trying to pull Lenny out of being such a garbage can and doing Caligula level shit, as she says. Just trying to be like, hey, quit ignoring these things that David's putting in your head. Which is another thing. Guy Carey, he says, oh, are you seeing these visions too? I think David put them in our head. I thought the whole reason that David put them in their head is so that they wouldn't realize that David was doing it, and so like the Shadow King couldn't like read their memories or thoughts or anything. Am I wrong about that? I thought that was it. So when you said that, I was like, what? Come on. He remembers like David touching him and being like, I don't even remember what he says. This won't hurt or something. I don't know. He touches the interrogator and Carrie. But yeah, that was a little weird. Maybe I have that wrong though. Maybe I have the wording wrong on that one. I don't really know what they're going to do with the interrogator, but I love that character. And he got hit over the head. It was a little odd last episode with the rewind thing. I was like, okay, what's going on here? It didn't quite translate with this episode because it seemed like it was just kind of a thing like, let's go back. Let's revisit the past before we actually go there. And then I don't know, man. So now they've got Melanie. Dude, I don't know what to say. Chase, don't be mad at me. I love this show. I swear, I love Legion. But yeah, this episode, man, this is the reason. This is the reason right here that they made another episode. Maybe, I don't know. What the hell is the next episode gonna be like? Everything just has to get tighter by the end of a show. You just got to start resolving shit, you know? And they have answered a lot of questions, like what is like a couple episodes in a row, like I think it was before last episode. Just answered so many questions. It was so great. I loved it so much with the insanity, little egg chicken fucker. Yeah, that was nuts. I loved that. So I just think I wish that there would be more things like that. This really did nothing for me. I was bummed. It was hard to watch it again, and I usually really want to watch Legion episodes over. I'm like, I can't fucking wait to see that again. There's so much that I've missed, I'm sure. But this time around, it was beautiful, you know. I'm just repeating myself. Okay, guys. Don't be mad at me. That's all I have to say. There's nothing to fucking say about this episode. You can't be mad at me. Go watch the fucking episode again. You'll know there's nothing to catch. There's not a goddamn thing. There might be a thing. Maybe I didn't mention it. Maybe I didn't catch it. I don't think so. So that's it. Thank you for listening. Chase will be back. I can't imagine. I'm going to try I should do a movie review sometime just by myself and see how fucking terrible it is. Like without Chase here to really be the positive sunshine in my life and bring this conversation to new heights. And, you know, he's a tender soul. But he's not here. So that's your episode of Legion. I love you guys so much. If you go on our Instagram, we've been doing a lot of fun stuff, like editing our faces onto Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. And we made a cool little Legion promo, and I thought it looked very fucking cool. It's me as David and Chase as Amal Farouk. And we look fucking awesome. Mainly Chase looks fucking awesome. It's really cool. Go check us out. It's Coming of Age Pod. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter at comingofagepod_. And, just anywhere you're listening to this, just comment, give us some suggestions, give us a review, let us know what you'd like to hear. You know, just anything. Just give us anything. We're your buds. We're your pals, okay? But thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week for the original finale of Legion. Probably recut. And then the next week after that, the actual finale. And then I think we're going to do the whole thing. We're going to do another episode where we talk about just the entire season. We're probably going to watch it again. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and have a pleasant day/night.